Hi everyone, my name is Kyle Martin, and I had the pleasure of knowing JY for many years. I had the opportunity to play for him and be around him. He was such a positive influence in my life and my career, and I not only saw him as a coach, I saw him as a friend, somebody I could always count on, somebody I could always talk to, and I know he's up there somewhere on a baseball field with a huge smile on his face. And to his close friends, his family, my thoughts and prayers go out to all of y'all.
I played for JY for 7 years, and I really wouldn't trade that experience for anything. He was the best coach I ever had, and he was one of the greatest men I had the privilege of knowing. And he really cared for um, all of his teammates. He always looked out for all of us. He always knew what was best for us, and he tried to help us in ways that no one else could. I knew that he always had my back, and he really not only taught us how to play the game of baseball, but he helped us become young men, and he instilled in us important life lessons that we would be able to use, not just baseball, but after it. I don't think any of us would be where we are today without JY, and we're all going to miss him.
Hey everyone, this is John Park with the Chicago White Sox. Just want to take a minute and tell you what Jeff meant all my life. I was lucky enough for Jeff to come in my life about 100 yards from where you're sitting at Greenville High School my sophomore year, and he and Todd opened up West End, and it just instantly became known like what kind of man Jeff was to everyone in the community and what he meant. And throughout my high school career, Jeff really helped me to develop the player I was and opened doors for me to Clemson and South Carolina, which made a huge impact not only on my college baseball career but on my life. And going to college, we kept a great relationship. He'd always call me after I pitched and checked up on me. And going into pro ball, he was one of the first ones to call me when I got drafted this past June. And Jeff was the type of guy that he's not only a great baseball mentor, but he's a great life mentor. And he's meant so much to so many little kids. And I've reached out to some people and talked to them about it. And Jeff just is a great life coach for people. And it's a tough loss for this community. It's a tough loss for the baseball community. But just wanted to give my deepest condolences to the Young family, his two daughters, and the baseball community and the Greenville community definitely has your back for the rest of your lives. And Jeff was the type of person that my favorite memories with Jeff were baseball memories off the field, that I just got to pick his brain about life and how he became such a good man and how what it meant to be Jeff Young, honestly. And those are my favorite memories. And Greenville, I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you guys in a few months. But Jeff, I miss you already to death, and I love you to death, and thank you for everything.
JY, I miss you. Baseball won't be the same without you. Words can't describe how much you impacted my life. You got me to where I am now. You were a big mentor, and I don't know how to thank you for that. I miss you, and I love you.
I met Jeff in 1999, and for the next 4 years we worked together in the Furman baseball program. During that time, I grew to respect him as a coach who had a positive and enduring effect on our players. His influence went far beyond the field. His knowledge of baseball was extraordinary, and he loved to teach, but his influence went beyond there. He was concerned about them as young men as well. His love for the game of baseball was palpable, and it was only surpassed by the love he had for his family. The impact that Jeff has made on the baseball community in the Greenville area has been tremendous. So many young men had the opportunity to work with Jeff, and we are all better off for his presence here in the upstate, and he will be sorely missed.
JY, you're the man. Still can't believe you're gone. I can't thank you enough for what you did for my career, and for me just as a person. You taught me more about the game, how to respect it, how to play it. You taught me, a lot about life, how to be a man, how to respect people. And, I can't thank you enough for what you did for me, my family. I know my family and I are thankful for you, what you did for us and for me personally. I'm gonna miss you around here, man. I'm gonna miss you a lot, bud. Thank you for giving me some of the best friends and teammates a guy could ask for. From winning a world championship together in 13 to just being here and support me throughout my college and pro career. For that, I'm thankful. I love you, JY. I'm gonna be praying for your wife and your two girls. Can't thank you enough. I can't even say enough for how much you did for me in my life, and for that, I'm thankful. I love you, man. Miss you. Fly high, JY.
Hey, this is Matt Pegler. I played for Coach Young at Riverside High School and as well on the Big League World Series team. He was just a good guy, man. He cared about you. You could tell he cared about you. You could tell he wasn't there just for the paycheck. When he called me probably in the middle of July when he found out I was trying to do the agent thing, and we probably talked for over an hour just about ball players in the upstate and giving me some advice and how to scout hitters and all that. And he called me out of the blue, and he had nothing to gain from that. Just that was the kind of guy he was. He cared about guys he played for generally, and I'll cherish every memory I had with Coach Young and to his family. I want to express my condolences, and I'm thinking about you guys.
My name is Will Owens. I was lucky enough for Jeff to be part of my baseball career for almost 6 years. I met Jeff. He coached me when I was in high school at Riverside. Lucky enough to win a Big League World Series championship together. Sometimes when I was at Furman, we would even hit weekly. And ultimately, he helped me prepare to go play baseball overseas. It seems impossible to describe how good Jeff was at what he did. He understood baseball. I honestly believe no matter what level player, he could help someone get better at just about anything. Baseball aside, Jeff was a good man. He cared about you as a human being. You could talk to him. He was just there for people. Jeff, my thoughts will be with you, be with your family. I appreciate everything you did. I'll truly miss you, and I'll certainly never forget you.
Playing for JY the past 3 years has been one of the greatest experiences of my life. When I first met him, I thought he was pretty intimidating, but the more I got to know him, the more I saw how great of a coach, best friend, person, and dad he was. He changed my whole look on the game of baseball. Before I played for JY, baseball was just a sport I played. He made it much more than that and made me realize I wanted to play baseball after high school. JY made me and my teammates the ball players and men we are today. We love you, JY.
JY was one of the greatest coaches to ever step forth into my life. He brought new meaning to the game. He not only made it a sport, but he made it a lifestyle. He was a great person, coach, dad, best friend, and sometimes a pretty good third base coach. He believed in us more than we believed in ourselves. He loved those neon green Pete Rose jerseys until we finally convinced him to change and get real jerseys. Before every game, he'd always tell us how we're playing against the baseball and it doesn't matter who else is on the other team. JY used to always tell us that we need to respect the baseball gods. And I think we all believe that JY joined the baseball gods. I miss you, JY.
Hey, this is Adam Rosales, and just want to say a couple words about JY and the positive influence that he was in my life back in 2005 in rookie ball in Billings, Montana. And just want to reach out and give my sympathy to all of his friends and his family.
Hey guys, Brett Harker here. Honored to talk about Jeff Young. When I think about Jeff and I think about how I'd sum him up, he's just a dedicated man. He's a man that's dedicated to his family. Talked about Laura and the girls often. Natalie and Carly, he was so proud of you guys. Every time I'd speak to him on a weekly basis, we'd always bring up the family, and he talked about how proud he was of you guys and your accomplishments. And Laura, he always just spoke so highly and how much he loved you, and I was always inspired about how much he bragged about his family. He's a man that was dedicated to the game of baseball. He invested not only in the game of baseball, but in the people who play it and coach it. Jeff was taken from us way too early, but the legacy he leaves and the amount of people he impacts should do nothing but inspire us all to see how many people's lives we can touch and be involved in and give our time to. And Jeff, you will be sorely missed. The community and the baseball world thanks you for all you did, and your dear friend's going to miss you a whole lot, buddy.
Jeff Young was more than just a great coach to me. He was a good friend. From winning the 2008 Big League World Series and celebrating with him on the field with that, to running camps in the off season, to text me about hitting or pitching while I was still playing. Jeff was always there to talk baseball, and in the off season he was always there to play catch with me. I remember in 2015 I was getting ready to play down in the Dominican Republic, and I didn't have a catcher. It fell through, and he suited up behind the dish, and about 10 pitches in, I dislocated his thumb, and he came out to me, and he was yelling, and his thumb was all crooked, and he's like, pop it back in place, and I gave it a good tug, and he screamed, and it still was crooked, so he had to head to the doctor. And sure enough, next day he wanted to play catch with me again. He was that kind of guy, just dedicated to the sport of baseball, dedicated to helping every player that passed through his hitting facility or in front of him as a coach could get better. He wanted to help guys get better. And not just dedicated at baseball, but he was dedicated to his family, to Laura and Natalie and Carly. He was just a heck of a guy, and we're gonna miss him. The baseball community is gonna miss him. His family's gonna miss him, and my heart aches for them. But you know, I'm gonna miss him as a friend as well. Jeff, we know you're looking down, man, and just appreciate the man you are, the man you were, and everything. Love you, man.
Hi, this is Alan in New York. I'm going to speak a little bit about JY. When I got that call, I couldn't believe that my friend was gone. I called my wife immediately. We were both in shock, and we just talked a lot about what a great friend he was to both of us. He obviously was a great father, was a great husband, a great friend to many, but he was a committed baseball man. I enjoyed our talks that we would have concerning hitting, and I always loved getting his videos, his before and after videos. He was a great teacher, a very, very, very committed and talented teacher to young players. I'll miss those times. JY, you're going to be sorely missed, my friend. We're going to miss you a great deal. We love you, buddy.
He wasn't just a friend. He was a colleague in the business. He was very professional. I don't know if there was a guy out there in amateur baseball in the upstate of South Carolina that had more of an impact for so many years than Jeff did. So it's a huge loss personally for me and for a lot of other people, but also professionally because he meant so much to the upstate of South Carolina.
My name is Austin Alexander with Diamond Prospects. I'm sporting the salt and pepper stubble in honor of my good friend JY this week. When I got a phone call last Friday, shock, disbelief, a lot of grief, some weak moments followed. It was difficult for me, and it was difficult for many of you, I'm sure, as well. But quickly, those feelings turned to really a lot of memories that I had over the 20 years that I was good friends with Jeff. And even though baseball brought us together, we shared plenty of time in the dugout and at the ballpark, it didn't define our friendship at all. It certainly didn't define him as a man either. I just remember so many conversations, whether it be in restaurants or on the phone or in hotel rooms or whatever the case may be. It just was about life, and it was about family. And if you knew JY, you realize how important family was to him. Those three girls were his world. They were rock stars. He was so proud of each one of you. Laura, Natalie, and Carly, he loved you so much. Talked about you all the time. bragged about you all the time. And that's just who he was. He impacted a lot of lives. A lot of people respected him. He certainly impacted my life. And I'm so fortunate I was able to call him a very good friend for as long as I could. I want to leave you guys with this one scripture. It's from Psalms 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. I know that in good times and bad, when I've turned to the good book, it certainly helped me. Hopefully it will you guys as well. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak on the lasting friendship that I'll value forever with Jeff Young.
You know, for me professionally, when I played professional baseball, when I came back to Greenville to work out, it didn't matter what time of day I called him, he would meet me to work out to hit. And he did that with so many kids. He would meet pro guys at the facility at 9 a.m. on a Sunday if that's when they wanted to hit. He served people by giving his time. And I think that's, I mean, what more of a great way to honor somebody's career or respect their career by giving your time to help them. So I think he lived a life worth living, no doubt.
Hey, this is Clark Scolomero. I wanted to give my deepest condolences to Laura, Natalie, and Carly Young. Your father and husband, Jeff Young, was an incredible person whose personality and loving heart will always have an imprint in my life. His love for family and baseball is what I'll remember forever. I'll never forget coming to the hit house in the summer and it's 100 degrees. And the first thing I hear when I walk in is "Hey, Clarky." And JY has got sweat pouring down his face and a big smile. It was something that always made me laugh every time. I wasn't the only one he would do this to. Anyone and everyone who would come in, he'd always have something funny and smart to say. Besides his love for baseball, though, his most important thing in his life was family. Every time I was with Jeff, I wouldn't be able to ask any questions because he was so quick to talk about his family because he was so proud and he cared about y'all so much. And, you know, I would hear everything from Laura would be talking about, he would tell me Laura would tell him he'd have to eat healthy food and how well Carly was doing in school. And I'd hear about Natalie and how she's doing in New York and living next to all these important people. It doesn't matter the time or the place. JY always had time to brag about his family. JY, you won't be with us from this point on, but you won't be forgotten. And we love you and we're going to miss you, but we'll see you soon.
Happy birthday, babe. Me and these two girls wanted to wish you a happy birthday and hope you and those other two girls have a wonderful day and you have the best day ever. I love you and enjoy. We have our party hats on for you. I love you.